Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video. Doesn't feel quite right. One sec. Alright, I think that's a little bit better. We got at least a little bit of action in the background for now. I came to realize for myself that I'm going into school in January. And so I've been thinking about a lot. I've been kind of stuck on quite a bit. I wasn't really sure how to put these thoughts into words to be able to start talking about it on a channel predominantly based on gacha. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new video, and today, welcome to why I have to stop playing gacha games. So, let's go through a bit of my history over here on the channel. We've created a lot of content over here on LeaIsChill, and over time, I've played a lot of gacha games over the years. I bounced from BBS back in the day to My Hero Smash Tap, which died. We played Tokyo Ghoul Dark War, and that's where we really got a lot of our momentum for the channel. That changed into Tokyo Ghoul Rebirth and Reinvoke when it was in the middle of that game's just entire lifespan, and during the end of Tokyo Ghoul Re, it was like a major part of me bonding with folks to talk about the end of Tokyo Ghoul Re. It was actually something that meant a lot to me. And as these games continued to close, I found it a lot harder to find the justification to keep on playing these gacha games as they keep on going. But over the last, I want to say 3 months of my life, something has really changed inside me. And then finally it broke over this last week. I really started to try to get myself organized and trying to start working towards my own goals in my life. I think that over my life, I've matured in some very awkward ways. I started with first emotional maturity and trying to make myself as mature as possible in emotional settings to be better at that. Obviously you see how I am now, so it didn't really work. But I never really got that sense of organizational maturity or even the maturity to approach schooling in a proper way. I've had a lot of trouble trying to bounce off of post-secondary programs to be able to get into something properly. If you've been on this channel for a while, you've heard me talk about going into post-secondary twice. Unfortunately, there were incidents both times that made me have to leave. Come January, I'll be starting post-secondary again with an addition of a brand new agenda to change how I'm going to be structuring everything for myself. But the trouble is, in an agenda like this, and with content creation and everything I'm currently doing, I'm realizing that spending 2+ hours a day grinding gacha games like Bleach Brave Souls and Dragon Ball Legends, these days, of course, Bleach Immortal Soul was one for a long time. Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross is one that I finally got kicked out of my guild this week. And so there's these many things that are just stacking up, where I realize I have 7 different games that are gacha games that I play. And it's like I'm working for 7 different anthills on the daily. There's one main anthill. Let's say that's Dragon Ball Legends for myself right now. It was Reinvoke back in the day for me. But I go to the main anthill and I perform the 7 menial tasks, the 7 dailies that the game tells me to do. And so I work on that anthill and I hammer away at things. But during my day, as I'm continuing to move between anthills and doing other work that actually matters to myself, I'm tapping away and getting small rewards on other anthills. And the other ant queens are patting me on the head and giving me extra dopamine, ooh, you can summon for that Safwi Kisuke if you'd like to. And so, originally I got into gacha games to be able to share the things that I really enjoy, especially Tokyo Ghoul and Bleach and Naruto and all of that. They're all series that are near and dear to me. I originally started these games to be able to share that with you guys. And that was always the original intention. And so as things have developed, and I'm spending more time not even creating videos on these games, I'm realizing it's just a waste of time that makes me simulate progressing every day, but I'm not actually doing so. And so I'm really stuck with this whole content creation thing because my foundation on this channel has been gacha games up to this point. But I don't think it's viable for me over the next month of December going into 2022 to continue on this path and continue playing these games to the amount that I do, because I have so many other things I want to do for myself. I think even getting the platinum achievement on a game in particular, like the Demon Slayer game or like Call to Exist, means more to me as a grandiose objective than doing dailies on a game that will probably close within the next 4 to 5 years. Legends is like a maybe on that, but even that maybe is scary enough where I realize that this time isn't worth it for myself. And so I'm hoping to start giving away the accounts that I used to play on this channel, and then hopefully transitioning into creating more review-based, discussion-based content, particularly around Chojin X is a big one. I really like manga, so Blue Lock I want to talk about. Even just talking about the seasonal anime would mean a lot. And I have other ideas that revolve around using my city to its advantages. I love the city I live in right now. It's the hype New York of Canada, Toronto, and so there's many things like a Poo Cafe that are just suddenly pop-ups that are really interesting. And so I'd love to be able to bring that to you guys. I think for me, what I really care about is people, the things they're passionate about, and sharing the things I like and the ideas I have to share about those things with the people that also enjoy them. And so gacha is really cool and can be very fun. And I just think that for me as a person, I just don't have the means to continue to live a life of that. And of course, this is a big development step. I had an existential crisis over this last weekend about this whole thing, because at this point in BBS, I've sunk 4 years of work into that account. It was a reroll account, but it was genuine work, and I've put so much time into it now that it's a sunk cost fallacy. Same thing with Grand Cross. I have level 90s and things I was working on, and I was inside Vast in Grand Cross, and so I really had to pray every day and make sure I was intent on getting on the game at the very least. But that didn't mean anything to me anymore. And I think I didn't really catch on to that until I was kicked out of the guild, and I really realized for myself, like, wow, yeah. It also doesn't help that, like, I don't make a lot of money right now. I know this isn't really the most pleasant thing to talk about, but I don't make a lot of money right now. So I don't really wail on gachas. But if I were to toss $100 at a gacha to be able to pull this hype character, not only is that unhealthy for me, that could be like 1/10 of my net worth. Isn't that awful? Like, sometimes when you're a student, you're skirting that poverty line, and if it's 1/10 of your net worth to do a pull in like Genshin, for example, it probably isn't healthy for you to spend that. And I'm really bad at that. And so I think I'm going to shift over the month of December to do a bunch of giveaways and these accounts that I've worked hard for, including Bounty Rush. I'm not sure if I can do Dragon Ball Legends. I'll have to figure it out, but I'd like to. BBS for sure. I'd like to give away the account. I would like to be able to share these things with you guys and move into the next chapter over here on the channel. I don't exactly know what this content will be, but I hope that during this month of December, I can show you guys what the next step will be. Chojin X is a major thing I want to cover, but this video is mostly primarily to convey the idea that I wanted to give to you guys, which is gacha doesn't work for me anymore. From a human standpoint, from an enjoyment standpoint, from a time standpoint, none of it makes sense to incorporate into my day right now when I could spend that 2 hours at the gym or reading something or learning something on Skillshare even. These are all options that would better me as a person. And so I would like to grasp onto that. Hopefully you guys will join me. I don't know if I'll do like Duolingo Japanese or something on stream. But I'd like to do stuff that improves my day-to-day. And we'll get there. But thank you guys for listening today. New background, of course. This will be my background for my schooling. I one day plan to have a framed Tokyo Ghoul like calendar put behind me here, but I can't do it right now because I have to pick up like an extra large frame. It's super expensive. Someday though, big goal for the next year is to make this background extra pretty. For now, thank you guys so much for supporting me. Thank you guys so much for coming to the channel. I do apologize if you did subscribe for gacha content. I think that for myself, and I really do apologize for this, gacha just isn't healthy for my lifestyle, and I could see a lot more things that I think even you guys will enjoy more if I put the work in. And so the next step of my life is definitely to find that work to put in. And I will find it with you guys on the next one. Bye everybody, take it easy, and be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to join me on the next year of creation. I hope that this time next year, I can be happy with where I am. A lot happier than right now. And that goal comes right from here. You got it.